Speaker, I just entered and I've listened to you the brief period that I've been here, and you have related to some discussions that I had with outside the chamber. And you said you disagree with the position that I took. I must also register that I disagree with the position that you want to take. But I believe that this is sub judice. That is my position. But you have made a statement to the effect that it must refer to a committee to make some proposals. So perhaps we'll leave it at that. But I disagree with the position that you have taken. The Speaker, I agree.
Majority Leader. What I have done is to admit the petition. Can you quote any standing orders who says that Mr. Speaker cannot admit a petition of this nature? Then we move on. And when you disagree with Mr. Speaker, you know the right thing to do. I don't want to assume powers I don't have. By the reading of the standing orders and the Constitution, I don't have those powers to be disallowing petitions because I have the discretion to admit or not to admit. I must be guided by law, rule of law. The issue that you raise, when the report comes and we get to that stage, we will apply the standing orders that apply to contents of speeches. But you can't say that I shouldn't have admitted the petition. I don't have those powers. Please. Yes, Majority Leader.
The Speaker, with respect, the issue about petitions is about the performance of our representational and oversight responsibilities. Question time is representational oversight. You have the charge to admit questions or not. Is that not the case? So, Mr. Speaker, to say that there's no express provision, so that cannot be done. That's why I'm saying that I disagree with you. I'm not challenging the procedure. If I'm challenging, I know what to do. I'm expressing the opinion that I also disagree with you. And I do so strongly. As to whether I will move on to challenge the decision, I will know what to do if I have to challenge. For now, I'm not challenging. I'm disagreeing with you, and I have every right to disagree with you. Having said so, Mr. Speaker,
Majority Leader, please. Question time are questions to ministers of state, and they are executives and members of government. Petitions are not necessarily directed against government or members of government. Petitions are concerns raised by citizens or group of citizens on issues that they feel they must get some relief. And one of the sources is to go through their MPs to the House. And that is why on the issue of questions, there are rules guiding the Speaker as to how he should exercise his discretion to admit or not to admit a question. When the Speaker admits a question, the House is also guided by the same rules to object or not to object. When you go to petitions, it's not the same. It's not just oversight. It goes beyond oversight. A petition does not necessarily mean oversight over the executive. It could be handling some issue at a societal level. not government. You are entitled to petition to the House. So there are different things altogether. But you are entitled to disagree with me. You are entitled to come by motion, and the House will, and the decision of the House is what the Speaker will go by. I am not a member of Parliament. I don't participate in the decision. I am to guide the proceedings of the House and make sure that there's law and order. So please, you can go on.
The Speaker, first of all, to establish that question time is not meant for the executive alone. It can even go to members of Parliament. Questions could be asked of members of Parliament. So it's not limited to the executive alone. The Speaker, the import of a question, except in respect of the question time or period.
Majority Leader, we are dealing with petition, not question. So let's deal with the petitions, please.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, if you have patience to listen to me, I'm saying that the import is the same.
We have a lot of business to transact. The question we have before you is for leadership to establish the committee before we rise, and for the committee to go into the matter during the recess. That is what is before the House now.
Mr. Speaker, the petition is being moved by a motion. That is what I heard him say.
I never said that. I never said the petition is being moved by a motion. It's because you came in late. That is not the situation.
Oh, yes.
So please, honorable leadership, let's climb this thing and go on.
Yeah, fine. Fine.
Fine.
I said fine.
Mr. Speaker, I was just saying that bearing a petition into the House, now that is being done by a member, it will come by the vehicle of a motion. And the import of a motion, that is why I was equating the import to that of a question. That is, if we go beyond that, it will come, motion means a proposal made by a member that Parliament or a committee thereof do something, order something to be done, or express an opinion concerning some matter. The Speaker, a question, and that is why I was linking the two. A question, except in respect of question time or period, or a question of privilege, means a proposal presented to Parliament or a committee thereof by the Speaker or Chairman for the consideration and decision or disposal in some matter. Speaker, it's the reason why I was saying that the import.
I agree with you, but when we get there, we haven't reached there yet.
Mr. Speaker, it's the reason why I said, and I was looking at the effects. That's why I'm saying that I disagree with the process. Mr. Speaker, you remember that this is not the first time we're encountering this. We run into a hurdle. And because of that a former Speaker, Right Honorable Peter Alagete, suggested that we should define the appropriate rules for handling petitions. That is contained in the new standing orders. Unfortunately, we have not adopted same yet. We have not adopted same yet. That's my difficulty. Now, as we say, that we should establish a committee to deal with it. Well, I wouldn't want to litigate that. The Deputy Minority Leader has given an indication that we should form the committee between now and the time when we adjourn sine die. Perhaps we could explore that. And it would be for the committee to make their own observations and conclusions to us. And then the House will make a firm determination on that. But that is not to prevent my also registering my strong that this is subject. Thank you.
Honorable Majority Leader, what I am doing is on the Order 6. All what you stated, I drew the House's attention to them. But Order 6 is clear. In all cases not provided for in these rules, Mr. Speaker shall make provisions as he deems fit. I told the House, I informed the House, and I repeated it a number of times, that the new standing orders will explain further and clarify these rules. But as at now, we have a petition pending, and we cannot wait until the new standing orders are passed. It's been on for some time, so we are providing for the rules and filling in the gap. And so please, the committee will be the committee of the House, not one side of the House. And that is why we said committee of 7, 4, 3. And then you report to the House, then we'll handle the report. Yes, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm looking at Order 6, which gives you the authority to make provisions as you deem fit. And I'm suggesting that it will be helpful if what you deem fit is stated so that we can refer to and be guided by it. In the circumstance, I'm suggesting to you, Mr. Speaker, that since what is contained in the new standing orders which have not been adopted is actually negotiated and agreed by the House, even though not adopted, you direct that you deem fit that the House use those provisions to consider the petitions as they are before you. So, Speaker, that's my suggestion to you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was hoping that our colleagues on the majority side, especially the majority leader, was going to speak to the time for the committee to be set. But I realized that they kept adding on, and with the new suggestion by the First Deputy Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I want to draw his attention. We've gone past that stage. Because Speaker has already used Order 6 to make a directive. This front and back is not going to help. We should rather proceed with what is before us. Like I was telling you between you and I, if you were seated there as the First Deputy Speaker, you could have used that Order 6 to order that we should use the new standard. But you are not the one sitting there. The one seated has already used a big to say that go from the committee. Let the committee go and make the
Honorable Minority Chief Whip, he is entitled as a member of Parliament to draw my attention to it and use it. So please.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not disputing. I'm only saying that we've gone past the stage because you have already made a decision and asked that we should go and form the committee, or the directives have been given that we should go and form the committee, and we are talking about the time. So we are restricted as to what is currently before us. So let's deal with that and then move on. So that, Mr. Speaker, I'll be grateful if we could just take the next item, so that together, the leadership, as we always do, behind the scene, we can go and discuss the committee composition and come back to tell the House that this committee is the one that starts with the mandate to do what is expected. Then their report will now be the one that will be discussing. So, Mr. Speaker, maybe we should move to the next item. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Majority Leader. The Speaker, first of all, I made the point abundantly clear after disagreeing with the process that I go along with the Deputy Minority Leader's proposal. Perhaps the Chief Whip of the minority was not listening. Don't leave this house. Be in this house with us. Now you're having a conversation or what? Or you are addressing the Speaker.
I'm saying that I agree with the proposal from the minority, the deputy minority leader, that we should recline and constitute the committee. And the proposal on the constitution of the committee should be submitted to the House. I don't know whether tomorrow or if maybe it could even come later in the day. Whatever it is, that committee must be established before we adjourn. Synody. I agree with him, and that's what I've said. Mr. Speaker, I will not leave it. Mr. Speaker, I will leave it. I will leave it. I'm not saying that I've left it. I said I will leave it. Safe to say that if I'm not careful by this House will be inundated by petitions from left, right, and center. If the Speaker is declaring that his hands are tied, and he has no role in the admissibility of petitions, and that the speakership is only a conveyor belt. That is dangerous.
Honorable members, the Speaker has a very open mind and heart. The Speaker started from the backbench. The Speaker was a member referred to as a backbench. The Speaker became chairman on many occasions. The Speaker became minority leader for 8 years. And the Speaker used to debate from the perspective of the minority. The Speaker became majority leader and also debated from the perspectives of majority leader. The Speaker became Deputy Speaker and understood it before the Speaker became Speaker. So the Speaker will definitely not be biased, prejudiced, or exercise a discretion that, in his own opinion, he hasn't got. So I considered all this, and I saw that it's not just a conduit. I'll be happier if we are inundated with petitions. The good people of Ghana will be participating in our activities. Now we are in participatory governance. And we are not running participatory governance. We are not running away from our duties. And be prepared, because that is what this House is all about. We open ourselves, we are accessible, the people can make inputs in what we are doing. We're not doing it in the darkness. And at the end of the day, that will assist the people to be able to put some value, not only on what we do, but on the member of parliament. They will see benefits from the members. And so it's good for the House. Let the petitions come. Let's iron out the process, and let's handle them well for the good people of Ghana. So please, we are expecting that before we rise, the committee will be in place, and I direct that the committee will sit during the recess and then report to the House at our second meeting. As so direct. 5B. As the same honorable member for Boko Central, Honorable Mama Ayarga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Order 76, 1, I lay at the table a petition on behalf of Dr. Kwabena Dufo, who used to be a shareholder of the defunct Unibank Ghana Limited.
Petition of Dr. Komnadu 4, that Parliament, 1, investigates the conduct of the Bank of Ghana in the takeover, appointment of an official administrator of Unibank Ghana Limited, and the circumstances surrounding the revocation of the banking license of Unibank Ghana Limited. 2, direct the restoration of the banking license of Unibank Ghana Limited by the Bank of Ghana and the remedying of the harms done to the shareholders as a result of the conduct of the Bank of Ghana. 3, gives any other directives that Parliament may deem appropriate.
Honorable members, the petition is laid accordingly and referred to the committee that will be constituted by the leadership before we rise. And that committee will consider both petitions and report to the House in our next meeting. Thank you, honorable members. At least today has been a learning process. Could we now move to motion? That was the guidance I got from the majority side. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I heard you say the leadership to constitute a committee for the purposes of looking at the petitions that have.
Honorable Member, I'm not prepared to go back.
No, Mr. Speaker, I'm not taking you back.
You were not around when we discussed this issue. You can't come and take us back.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not taking you back. With
Please,
respect.
we
Mr.
move
Speaker,
on to motion.
Mr. Speaker, with respect. If
Motion number 9, according to the Deputy Majority Leader. The Majority Chief Whip. Minister for Railways and Development.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this
Honorable Minister, you don't have a seat. What I see here shows that you are not at your seat. And you are speaking for the Honorable Abina Osei Asari. We are having challenges.
I'll get back to my seat, but I'm just
Yes,
by
please.
my chairman.
We are having challenges in this thing, so please speak from your seat. Yes, Majority Leader.
Speaker, I know some of the members don't even have their names affixed. But beyond that, even when you were the Deputy Speaker, you were insistent that members speak from their seats so that you'll be able to identify them. What I noticed is that you gather steam to make that pronouncement, and yet, as the day wears on, you relax the rules. I will encourage you to be consistent with this, so that everybody will speak from his seat, his or his seat. That it should not be relaxed. I will encourage you to do that. I thank you.
Majority Leader, you are overruled, and I order that this be exposed. I have not relaxed the rules. That's why I'm applying it to
on
him.
what grounds? Because you were sitting
Honorable
in this chair.
Majority Leader,
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Speaker.
your powers have not reached that.
Mr. Speaker, I agree with you.
Honorable Majority Leader,
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
resume your seat.
I will take this on board. Don't relax it. Don't relax the rules.
Honorable Majority Leader, the business of government is led by you in this House. You don't lead Parliament. You lead the business of the House. You lead the majority. And you lead government business. As to the role of the Speaker, you haven't reached there yet. When you get there, you do so. Please, you've been my very good friend for all these years, until I became Speaker. And everybody in Ghana is doubting whether you were really my friend. I received a lot of calls about that. And I said, you are my friend, and you are still my friend, but people are doubting it. Please, don't give credence. Honorable Minister, move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, respectfully, I have not been your friend until you became the Speaker. You and I know that we are still friends. But we agree to disagree. We agree to disagree. Mr. Speaker, majority leaders don't only act as leaders of the majority caucus, and also when their government, their party is in power, as leaders of government business. A majority leader is a leader of the House.
I stated it.
Thank you very much.
I stated it. But you are not the leader of the Speaker. You know, the mode in which you disagree with me is what is giving credence to whether you are still my friend. It looks like you are my former friend now. Before I hear you always on air disagreeing with me and so vehement that people are doubting, is this really my friend? So I'm just drawing your attention. If you want to continue to be my friend, then you know the proper thing to do.
If I want to be your friend, or if you want to be my friend, it's mutual. It's mutual.
You have to be my friend, not me being your friend. At least I have a position in Ghana. Number 3.
Mr. Speaker, your number three is not in government. Your number 3 is not in government.
No, I didn't say in government. I said in the country.
That is
what is your position in the country?
My position, Mr. Speaker, is that my position is utility player,
number
which may have much more significance than a fixated player.
Your number is what? We are waiting. Minister for Railways Development, kindly move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
First Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this Honorable House approve the sum of 512,575,692 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Railway Development for the year ending 31st December 2021. Mr. Speaker, the breakdown of this amount is placed under compensations, goods and services, and capital expenditure. The railway sector, Mr. Speaker, continues to be of a high priority area of government under the leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.